Okay, here we are, guys, at the 8th of March 1999, and our next race is in just over a month's time around Brazil, Interlargos. And obviously, last race we didn't get a points finish. I mean, getting a points finish from Minardi is rare, but if you look at the Drivers' Championship, you know, our drivers are actually pretty high up. Obviously, it's joint, no points, but Luca Badura is technically, well, it's according to here, second person on joint points, but it's going on obviously surname alphabetical order, so that's kind of cheating. And same for here, really. Again, it's going in alphabetical order by constructors. So I mean, we're kind of joint with 0 points, but you know, Arrows, BAR, Benetton, Minardi, Prost, Sauber all got the same amount of points as us. So, you know, it's still a level playing field. I mean, BAR we're probably not going to beat. Benetton we're definitely not going to beat. And Prost and Sauber's unlikely. All we need to do is beat Arrows. That's all we need to do is get 10th. So, hopefully we should be able to do that. But obviously it's a month until the next race. So, I'm going to do like I did back in the first episode. And I'm going to cut to the race and... well, either cut to the race, or if any interesting news comes up, then I'll cut to that. So, I'll see you then. Okay, hey guys. So we did get some news actually. During the first week, you know, just after I said I'll cut to get some new news. Yeah, BAR again, God, they're getting these parts sorted out thick and fast. They are, because they've just announced not only, well, I mean, last time we saw they negotiated to get the best electronics, Magneti Marelli. But now they've just negotiated to get AP brake systems, which are the joint best in the game, actually. I think AP brakes and MR brakes are both joint highest, with Brembo being the terrible ones. Because we're using them at the minute. But anyway, yeah. So BAR have already arranged their electronics and brakes for next season. So, you know, they're really spending... quickly, well, we're negotiating contracts quickly, but then again, so do we, so it'd be hypocritical to criticise, and yeah, apparently the rumour and the confirmation came through at the same time, for whatever reason. And, oh god, we've got some news. We've actually got a merchandising proposal. I'm amazed. Someone actually wants to sell Minardi merchandise, so I'm amazed. But anyway, yeah, so T-shirts, Minardi branded T-shirts. Now, I'd buy one of them. I mean, I've already said before, I think I've said it before, but yeah, I love Minardi. They're one of my favourite teams ever in F1, so I would buy a Minardi T-shirt. But yeah, we get 30 grand per race for 13 races, and obviously they can renew that contract, yeah, so we're getting an extra 30 grand per race. Obviously, I'll accept that. So that's what Massimo Cusimano's been up to, obviously negotiating that. It's also a pretty decent finish. Obviously, yeah, a pretty decent finish in the last race obviously helped with that. And I don't know why Rossi's still aren't interested in us. They got just as many assistants as Frezza. So I don't know why they're not very interested in us. And they're giving us less money than Frezza. And Frezza Italian? Oh, Frezza Italian, so that's fine. As long as we got a Italian sponsor, then that's fine, because obviously Italian company. But yeah, here's where we get all the merchandise, and there's tons of it you can get. We've only got one so far, but what do you expect? It's only Minardi, and we haven't got the best commercial manager in the road. We haven't got the best commercial manager in the world, is what I was meant to say. But yeah, I mean, he's already arranged to get an extra 30 grand per race. So yeah, at the minute we're going to get 1.36 per race. Just from, you know, sponsorship alone. That excludes any potential prize money we may get, but you only get prize money if you finish in the points, and that's unlikely. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to cut to see if we get any more news, and if not, then I'll be cutting to the second race of the season at Interlargos. So I'll see you then. Okay, hey guys, so we got some more news. I mean, nothing confirmed, but we got AP brakes, a rumour that Williams are going to be getting AP brakes as well. And yeah, BAR is the correct way of saying it, arranged Supertech engines. I don't know what company makes Supertech engines. And I don't think they're that good. Well, they're not. They're definitely not one of the 2 best engines you can buy. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean it's all rumours at the minute. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, we got rumours for that. And anything else interesting? No, just more weekly reports. I'll just quickly read these. Nothing else interesting. But anyway, yeah. So as I said, I'll cut to any more news or rumours, you know, whichever. And if we don't get any between now and the 9th of April, is it? Yeah, 9th of April. Then I'll skip straight to the race. Well, yeah, straight to the practice session rather. So I'll see you then. Okay, hey guys. So we're saying that BAR have in fact confirmed their Supertech engines for next year, and that's why they're very quick with negotiations. I know we negotiated all of our contracts before the season started, but I'm surprised to see another team do it as well. But anyway, I mean I've negotiated them. I haven't actually announced them yet. But yeah, I mean 18.1 million. Quite a lot, but again, engines are important for a car. But also, Williams did confirm they're using AP brakes, much like BAR are. So, I mean, as long as you're using AP or MR brakes, that's fine. But yeah, so they've invested in some good brakes next year. And Magneti Marelli have sent us the 4th model of electronics already. So we've only done one race in this 16 race season, I think. But yeah, they've already sent us the 4th part of electronics. You see, that's why we're with such a good electronics company. It's about the only thing at the minute that is good for Minardi. Just more weekly reports. See, I'll just skip through these. Pretend I've read them. So yeah, I'll cut to any more news. Well, there's only one more week left, but I'll cut to any more news. If there isn't, then I'll cut to the race. I may as well just say we'll cut to some news, because there's bound to be some more news. But anyway, I'll see you then. Okay, hey guys, we're at the 5th of April now, and we are dangerously low on money. Look at that, only got 700k left. That's quite worrying, I'll be honest, actually. I was hoping we have some more money, but oh well, we're going to get sponsorship money from, obviously, the race this month, so that's alright. We'll have some more money by the end, but anyway, along with all these crummy little weekly report emails, which always say the same thing and I don't bother reading. But yeah, they have Gabriel Tradozzi's, but he's been working hard. He's designed new front wings, so the 3rd model of front wings, and new rear wings, obviously the 3rd model of rear wings. So I'm going to start manufacturing them now. Obviously, see they've already made 25 models of the front wing. Well, we don't need that. And at 8th of April, hopefully they'll make a 2nd model of the front wing and rear wing by the first race, because it'd be unfair if one of our drivers gets the new wings and one doesn't. But I mean, that's the way it goes. And if it is only going to be one driver that gets them, it's going to be Luca Badoa, because he is our #1 driver. But yeah, so I'm pretty certain that's going to be it. There's not going to be any more news, because there just won't. It goes on a weekly thing. There shouldn't be any more news. Yeah, there isn't any. So 8th of April, and we're going to head off to Brazil, Interlargos. We got the description there. It's anti-clockwise. One of the few anti-clockwise circuits. I suppose it is, actually. I can't really think of any others. I think Istanbul, the Turkish track, I'm pretty certain that's anti-clockwise. But here we go. Race lap record 118.397 by Jacques Villeneuve in 97. Again, I'm pretty certain in a dominant Williams, and we ain't going to beat that. We won't even beat that in practice or qualifying, let alone in the race. But anyway, we're going to head off to Brazil now, and Brazil, Interlagos, is actually a track I really love. It's nice and short. It's got the technical 2nd sector, but you've also got the really long straights in the 1st sector. Well, 1st and 3rd sector. So yeah, it's a really good track, and it's not really going to favour our Minardi with our Ford Zetec engines, but I mean, we got new aero parts and new electronics, so hopefully that should favour our, well, it should help our cars anyway. And oh yeah, we have to change the setup for the thing in time for the race. and preferably qualifying actually. And I'll just show you this first set of times before obviously
Okay, I'm pitting on this lap. Okay, I'm pitting on this lap.
Right, there we go. So I'll just show you this first set of times, which is a 1:24.8, which is 6 seconds off that race record that Jacques Villeneuve set. Hang on, we're ahead of Schumacher at the minute. I know he's only done his out lap, but we're ahead of him at the minute. And Ricciardo's on, so but anyway. I'll see, what do I think of that setup? Lower the rear wing substantially. Oh, I don't want to lower it too much, I don't want it to crash out. And normally if they want the rear wing lowering, they also want the front wing lowering at the same time, so I'll try and keep them fairly close here. Hang on. So for Luca Badoer he said substantially, but for Chene he only said lower it. He didn't say substantially. I'll just keep it like that, I'll be fine. And yeah, Olivier Panis has set a time, but anyway, I'm going to take you to the practice and qualifying report now, because I hope you really liked that in the last episode. I'm recording this episode actually before the next one is up on YouTube, so I don't really know what your feedback on that is, but obviously if you don't like it, then I won't do it. But for now, I'm going to cut to the practice report, so I'll see you then. Okay, and we're on to the second practice session of 1999, and again it threw up some surprises, much like in Australia. David Coulthard setting the quickest time, 1:15.8, which is miles quicker than the fastest race lap record in 1997, so if he can replicate that kind of pace in the race, then we could be looking at a new race lap record holder here. With Michael Schumacher in second, Damon Hill putting up an amazingly good performance for Jordan in third, even beating Mika Häkkinen, who finished behind the Jordan and behind his teammate to finish in fourth, with Irvine coming in fifth, and Johnny Herbert rounding out the points position in sixth. Ralf Schumacher finished in seventh, with Giancarlo Fisichella in eighth, Rubens Barrichello in ninth, finishing 3 places behind his teammate. Heinz-Harald Frentzen took 10th, with Jacques Villeneuve taking 11th, Pedro Diniz takes 12th, Alessandro Zanardi 13th, Ricciardo's on to 14th, Yona Trulli and Olivier Panis, so the two pros joined together in 15th and 16th, Sean Alesi in the Saubers all the way down in 17th, 5 positions behind his teammate. Then the two Minardis of Marc Genet and Luca Badoer, putting in a reasonable performance to get them 18th and 19th, ahead of both Arrows drivers, Takakiv, which was 9 tenths behind the Minardis, and De La Rosa with a 1:27 dead, which is 12 seconds behind David Coulthard, and even 2 seconds behind the Minardis, with Alexander Wurz, for some weird reason, saying a lap time of 1:38.4, which is 23 seconds behind David Coulthard and 11 seconds behind the Arrows of Pedro De La Rosa. It's unknown why he was so slow, but if you look at the 6 laps he did set, they weren't very good. Benetton won't give us a reason as to why Wurz's performance was so far off the pace, but considering Fisichella was able to finish 8th in the same car, it must just be down to a car failure, because you can't have a driver like that finishing so far off. There isn't even 107% within David Coulthard's time, and thus breaking the rule. Okay, and we've just had the qualifying around Interlargos, so I'll give you a brief rundown of the results. Mika Häkkinen takes pole position with a lap time of 1:16.4, again beating the record set by Jacques Villeneuve 2 years earlier, and if he can replicate that in the race, then we could be seeing a new lap record here. Schumacher in second, just behind his main championship rival, with David Coulthard not finding the pace that he did in practice and setting a lap time 4 tenths slower than his teammate to line up in the third. Eddie Irvine lines up in fourth, with Damon Hill and Heinz-Harald Frentzen taking the last points position places for Jordan in 5th and 6th. Rubens Barrichello takes 7th, with Ralf Schumacher in 8th. Wurz is able to recover from his practice woes to set a lap time 1:20.3 to take him 9th, with Johnny Herbert lining up just behind him in 10th. Giancarlo Fisichella, Wurz's teammate, despite having much better pace throughout practice couldn't find that in the qualifying session and lines up in 11th. Jacques Villeneuve is in 12th with Jarno Trulli in 13th. The two Saubers of Alesi and Diniz are in 14th and 15th. Olivier Panis lines up in 16th. Ricardo Zonta in 17th. Zanardi in 18th. Both Minardis line up ahead of their main rivals, the Arrows, with 19th and 20th. Marc Genet beating the number 1 driver at Minardi of Luca Padoa, and they had some very interesting moments near the end of the session, once being told by team manager Piers Luton rules to risk everything to try and set really good laps. We saw these two big crashes on both drivers, and here's what the manager Piers Luton rules had to say at the time of those crashes. Genet, what are you doing? What are you doing, Genet? I know I told you to risk everything, but you couldn't even make the first corner. That is abysmal. God, Padoa, you were right. That looked like a pretty scary crash there. Come back into the pits and we'll talk about it. And as previously mentioned, the Arrows drivers line up last and second to last, with De La Rosa taking the second to last spot and Takaki lining up in stone dead last, setting a lap time of 2¼ seconds slower than his teammate. Okay, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that qualifying report, and it's really good to see that we're lining up ahead of both Arrows drivers, and obviously I've set the race strategy here, so obviously Genet's putting in a lap later than Luca Padoa. So obviously Genet being the second driver has to, you know, I mean that's the consequence of being a second driver. You don't get quite the optimum strategy, but oh well, should be fine. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the race now. Obviously, I've just fitted these new parts, so we got the new electronics parts and front and rear wings on both cars. You see the boys back in the factory in Italy were able to make a new front and rear wing in time for the race. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything interesting. Obviously all parts on 0% wear, which means they're unlikely to fail during the race, and we're going to start the race now. So take it onto the TV cameras, and as you can see there, we got the Williams lining up just ahead of Padoa there, which is, you know, very weird to see. That's the Williams of Zanardi, not of Ralf Schumacher. And the lights are out and away we go. And it's really hard to tell what's going on with F1 Manager being a very weird game, but both whoa! I know it's more of a graphical glitch than anything else, but Padoa's lost a lot of places that both Arrows drivers got past him. But he has got past the Prost of whoever that is. I don't really know who that was, but there's a Williams here going up, well, going past. Oh god, we gotta replay it. Oh no, that's just Zanardi getting past that Prost of, I don't know who that is actually. That could either be Panis or that could be the other one. The other one, I don't know who the other Prost driver is actually. And what's this? This is the BAR getting past the Arrows. Good, that's what I like to see. People overtaking Arrows. And as he got past him, yeah, he got past him. It's not too difficult to get past an Arrows. But yeah, Marc Genet, as you can see there, Marc Genet lining up in 17th. I mean, he's behind De La Rosa, but, you know, hopefully with that Ford Zetec engine, we should be able to get past. And Padoa has just been passed by the Williams. Obviously, Williams are a much quicker car. We're not going to hold him up. And has he just got past the Arrows? No, he hasn't, actually. That Arrows has held his position quite well. That's the Arrows of Takaki, I believe. And then we got this Arrows of De La Rosa actually getting very close to that Sauber there. But obviously, well, I'm going to say obviously, you know, the Arrows shouldn't pass him. Arrows is a much slower car, and obviously they use their own engines, which you might think is quite good, but their engines are terrible. I don't know why they bother making their own engines when they're that bad. And we're going to just... So yeah, so Genet, so hang on, we're about to do the first lap here. And, you know, I'll show you the first lap, I won't show any more. So we'll just go onto the timing screens now. just fast forward. Oh, it's the Panis. It's the Panis. It's Olivier Panis and the Prost who's actually. Oh, I was just about to say it's Olivier Panis who's last. It's actually now Padoa, but it's Olivier Panis who was last, so which means it's Jarno Trulli's the other Prost driver. But yeah, Marc Genet's doing well, but I mean, obviously, Panis and Zanardi are just going to filter through, and Zonta probably will probably filter past Genet and De La Rosa. And again, it's weird how our second driver's faster than our first driver. See, Luca Padoa's just overpaid, I think. Well, I mean, you know, we pay him to get in the first driver position, but he's just been outperformed by Genet. I know it's early stages, but both races, Genet's outperformed it. But anyway, we got past Takaki, so that's good. We got past one Arrows driver, but Zonta can't seem to get past Genet. That's something I will look into, actually. Is Zonta even close to Genet? No, he's not actually. Zonta is actually a good 6¼ seconds behind. No, hang on. No, I'm looking at the wrong car. No, oh no, okay, actually, Genet, yeah. Zonta is, yeah, very close by. Hang on, where's Zonta go? What was that? Hang on. Let me just have a look at. Right, that was annoying. No, Zonta's. He's still there. No, hang on, he's just got past. Oh, wow, that was good timing. Zonta's just got past Genet there. Has he? Hang on, I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. Yeah, Zonta's just got past Genet. But look, De La Rosa. He's doing well for himself. I mean, I know they're our rivals, and obviously I want them to retire at some point. Hopefully they can have a double retirement like they had last race. With one of them, well, actually one of them was an engine failure, so you never know. We might get another one of them again. So just fast forward, obviously it's a 71 lap race, so you know, lots of laps where a car can retire, and we've only done about a 7th of the race so far. But yeah, De La Rosa's still holding his own against Panis and Zonta, you know, in the Prost and BAR. Whoa, hang on! Okay, I saw both of our guys. God, I saw both of our guys drop down. I just thought that was some pit stop thing, but both of our guys have gone out due to driver error. What? They're only on hold position. Oh my god, these guys in qualifying. Fair enough that they crashed during qualifying because obviously I told them to risk everything, but now I'm just telling them to hold position. I won't even tell them to go fast. I saw them just go down and I just ignored it. I didn't realise it was a driver error that they retired. Oh my god. I'm so glad we haven't got these guys next year. I know we haven't announced who our new drivers are, but I'm telling you, these two definitely aren't making the lineup next year. I mean, who wants them now? And there's only a lap between each other. That's really weird how they happened at very similar times. But anyway, let's go fast forward the session. And basically, as long as the Arrows don't score any points, that's fine. Well, I mean, Takaki's last of the runners, but oh, Zonta has got past De La Rosa, thank God for that. But that's really weird how both of our drivers have retired at pretty much the same time. And I mean, Heinz Alfredsson's retired again due to driver error, so Heinz Alfredsson's a good driver. And Vert, oh well, Verts, you've been a funny driver this weekend. I'm not too surprised that you retired due to driver error, but yeah, Heinz Alfredsson's a good driver, and he retired due to driver error. So, you know, it's a bit of a weird one, but Mick Hackenen's still in first. I mean, there's nothing to focus on for us now. I'll just focus on the rest of the grid. Hang on, BAR, Ricardo Zonta's in the BAR's retired with tyre failure. And I think BAR had a double retirement last race. So where's Jacques Villeneuve in 11th? He's still going. Who's that? McLaren. David Coulthard. God, they've retired with barge board failure. I feel sorry for David Coulthard. Why can't it be? Well, actually, David, did he win the last race? I think he did. Yeah, I know Hakkinen retired last race, so, you know, but the things that all these retirements are pushing Arrows ever closer to the points where they thought. Well, no, actually, they're still quite way off. Why hasn't Panis got past De La Rosa yet? Right. I'm going to find Olivier Panis. Where is he? Where is Olivier Panis? I want to know how close he is. It's not in sight. The Arrows isn't in sight. Oh, that's not good. Hang on. Well, Panis is there. Where's De La Rosa? not too far ahead, and he's about to be lapped by the Ferrari. Go on. Go on. I don't know who that is, but yeah. Ferrari's got safely past. And we had De La Rosa 14th. He needs to gain 8 more positions just to get into the points. So it's looking unlikely, and as long as they don't get in the points, we will be fine. So any more times, we're coming up to lap 50 of the race, you know. So we're getting near the end, and you know, 8 more cars to retire in this short space of time is unlikely. But also that's assuming that Panis doesn't pass De La Rosa, which he could well do. But you know, I'm glad. Well, basically, I know if we were still running, we would be there in between Takaki and Panis. So we're not missing out on much. It's not like we would have got points if we hadn't retired. We'd still be miles off. But yeah, like the Sauber Pedro Diniz has retired. Again with bargeboard failure. So the 2 common failures here seem to be driver errors, and well, that's not a failure, but I mean the common error here seems to be bargeboards. Especially McLaren bargeboard failure. I mean, McLaren's a very good F1 team. And look at that. Oh, hang on, Panis has got past De La Rosa. And how come Takaki has been lapped twice by his teammate? That's how bad Takaki is. Takaki's so bad he's been lapped twice by his teammate. And Ralf Schumacher, oh Ralf. Typical of you to get a driver error retirement. I know you used to like crashing out of races rather than finishing them, but oh, well done. But I mean, that's the 5th driver now this race who's retired due to driver error. So it doesn't look so bad for our guys that they've retired due to driver error, but it isn't going to make me any happier with them. And now Prost, the Prost of Jarno Trulli, not Panis surprisingly actually, but the Prost of Jarno Trulli's retired due to electronic failure. See, they probably don't use Magneti Morellis like we do. But anyway, even though De La Rosa's up into 12th, it's still not going to get the points, because the race is about to end now, and the top 6 positions are filling up, and done. So here we go. So we got Mick Hakkinen in 1st, with Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine getting 2nd and 3rd, Damon Hill getting 4th for the Jordan, Johnny Herbert getting 5th, and Zanardi doing quite well on the end actually, considering, was it him who started really low down? It was actually. It was Zanardi. He started all the way down with us, and he managed to scrape a point for Williams in the end. So he's had a pretty good race actually. Zanardi has. With De La Rosa, I mean, you could look at it that he's finished 9 places higher than my highest placed driver, but still didn't get any. Hang on. Oh well, I never realised actually. Both ours actually did retire with bargeboard failure. So I mean, they could have got 9th and 10th if they hadn't. Oh, that's quite scary to think about actually, but both of them retired again. Saying that's the 2nd race where Arrows haven't finished. God, and then 30 Keller, I'm certainly retired with driver error last race. I don't know, there's quite a few driver errors. Obviously the cars are a lot harder to drive then than they are now. But yeah, we're just going to continue on. And we'll need to get an update of the drivers and constructors standings. I know obviously me and Arrows aren't going to be on there. We'll still be stuck with 0 points, but you know, it's nice to see how it's shaping up, whether Hakkinen's going to win this year just like he did in real life. Yeah, excellent teamwork. All the usual stuff. Race support, anything interesting here. No problems, I know there's no problems. Just the bloody drivers are the problems. Oh, we don't know, apparently we still have the most advanced. Okay, electronics is true. We do have Magneti Morelli, so we do have the most advanced electronics. But apparently we, little old Minardi, still have the most advanced front wing and rear wing. Even now Ferrari now have the most advanced side pods and barge boards. Well, I know blooming McLaren don't anymore because theirs failed. And McLaren have the most advanced chassis. Well, I mean, what do you expect? They've had a year of good designers designing theirs. We've had a year of Gustav Bruno, I believe. Or is it? Or it might have been Gabriel Chiedosi. Oh, one of them. Whoever the chief designer is. We've had a year of him designing it, and he's not very good. But yeah, obviously, there we go. We got a 30k merchandise revenue. There was sponsorship revenue of 1.3 million. And it says no one was impressed. To be honest, I'm not impressed either. I'm going to have a word with Pedro and Genet. I'm going to tell them to buck up their act, because not only are they annoying me, they're annoying the sponsors, and at the end of the day, the sponsors are the ones that matter. Oh yeah, all of our lower paid sponsors left, of course, their contracts are only 2 races long, and we didn't bother paying just employee assistants to keep them happy when they were giving us so little money. But we're still getting 1.2 million a race. It's not like we've lost out on much. But yeah, we still got our big name sponsors here who are, they're still fairly interested in us, but after a race like that, I'd feel pretty cheesed off, especially when Telefonica are giving us 7.2 million this year. I wouldn't be happy with driver errors before the first pit stop phase when you're paying that much per race. How much are they paying per race? Yeah, 455. I wouldn't want to pay 455k just to see drivers crash out before the first pit stops, especially when it's not even the car's fault. But anyway, so we got the next race. Actually, we got a test day I won't be going to, but we have got the next race just about in April. That's good, actually, because it means we'll be getting sponsorship money around the time we'll be paying our wages, so that's good. And it's around the legendary Imola circuit. Again, lap record set by Heinz-Al Frentzen in 1997, again in the Williams. So, well, we'll see if we can get any better there in Imola. Obviously, Imola's a very classic track and one that's known to be very difficult for drivers, so I don't have much confidence in our drivers anymore. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time for the Imola San Marino Grand Prix. So I'll see you guys then. Actually, whoa, just before I do go, take a look at the driver standings here. So Schumacher's currently leading, Hakkinen second, Irvine's doing better than Coulthard. That's actually quite surprising, with Frentzen and Zanardi both only getting a point. But look, our drivers are still high up on there, and thanks to Padoa's surname beginning with B, quite high up on the driver standings, and Constructors were still 9th. So if the Constructors standings ended like this, Minardi won't sack us because we'd be 9th and we nearly finished 10th. Actually, Arrows, where are they? Are they 6th? They are 6th as well, so actually Arrows wouldn't get sacked. The Arrows manager wouldn't get sacked, because he'd be finishing, because Arrows have the target of coming in 6th, I'm pretty certain I showed in the first episode. They ain't going to finish 6th. I mean, they'd struggle to beat Minardi, in all honesty, they would struggle to beat Minardi, let alone BAR, Benetton, Prost, Sauber. Not a hope in hell, but anyway. Something that is interesting is the Managers Championship. Now, I want to get a snazzy trophy because I'm rated as the best manager, actually, with Jean Todt. I mean, I'd be quite proud, actually, if I was rated to be slightly better than Jean Todt at managing an F1 team, you know. I'd be amazed. And to do another thing that amazes me is the amount of managers whose surnames are that of F1 teams. So Paul Stewart for Stewart, Eddie Jordan for Jordan, Frank Williams for Williams, Alan Prost for Prost, Peter Sauber for Sauber, Rocco Benetton for Benetton. Speaking of Rocco Benetton, he's apparently the worst manager, and can't say I blame him. Benetton are a pretty good team and hasn't really been reflected in the Constructors or Drivers' Championship. Wait. So, at a minute, I am rated as the best manager. I mean, thanks, I guess. And I promise I'll do a little speech if I win the Manager Championship, even though that's a little consolation. But I promise if I win the Manager Championship, I'll do a little speech or something. But anyway, so that's all done. We've gone up there in the Championship, and next time we'll be at Imola for the San Marino Grand Prix, a legendary track, and hopefully we can have a good race there. So I'll see you guys then.